White Tigers be able to lift themselves up from the shadows and force a game number 3.
Oh man, against all the combos coming in from the side of Evos, you can see 3 Purifies, and that might be exactly why the Mathilda comes up out of nowhere. The fact that now Moeza can just walk forward and screen and zone away the Tigreal from Evos, lowering the engage chances, and with the Purify, not really as easily punishable. We have to take a look at the emblems later on to see if there is any focus on faster cooldown for the battle spell, but looking at how Annabelle is playing, trying to abuse the clear speed of that Nolan. That might be what they're trying to use it for, but we'll have to see later how that plays out, whether or not he can find targets in the backline.
And the same thing can't be said for Evos, right? No Purifies at all. They all went in for Purify, and technically Kaze can use the I'm Offended. He can also use the ult coming in from Aleva. But let's take a look at the emblems to give us a little bit more say as how this game will go.
No Festival of Blood for Psychots under Ruby, so lack of a bit less sustain. But on top side though, Ray,
whoa, able to get the steal down, I believe there. So Annabelle is going to be forced to go for orange buff before he can get level 4. Ray already winning in the pathing and the XP.
Looking at the rest of the emblems by IndieHome though, Firmness and Bargain Hunter for Mueza. So Snowball for sure, Dep is that.
Oh, forced to flick around. Aleva can't really do anything. The Spear of Alpha used defensively by Ray. Annabelle dealing a bit of damage. Plus Deposit. Ray should be forced to recall here.
Right now, Dewa forced to recall from that engagement. No neutral objective around just yet, but Aleva very aggressive on this Tigreal. For now, that's acceptable, but he has to make sure that he doesn't get pinched in a weird situation as Sorizo is already cutting him up from his team.
Oh, Annabelle decided to dash forward. Now taking a brunt of that damage from Sorizo, it seems. Aleva's gonna be caught. Good circling Eagle. Oh no, it's just a guiding wind to bring Ray into position to get that Spear of Alpha.
It felt like there was, what do you call it, priority there. Wasn't to necessarily get the neutral objective. I mean, they weren't in position. What was going on?
I think it was curious that they were so respectful of Aleva because he wasn't level 4 yet. This is a level 4 just now, Tigreal. So earlier it was Aleva with only the Sacred Hammer, the pushback to try and do something. And Dewa completely respected that, even though they have Sorizo exposing, showing everyone else from Evos on the map. I feel like they could have gone straight for that neutral objective and things could have gone differently. But that's a field goal, Spear of Destruction. Tried to be used by Azura to steal away the gold buff on the top side. Creative uses of spells coming in from Azura.
I actually agree with you, right? Because earlier on in that team fight, essentially they still have 3 Purifies to work with.
Exactly, yeah.
But I guess, I don't know, over respect coming through for Dewa?
I think it's over. I don't think it's over respect. I think they were respected it because obviously Ray was already pretty low from that skirmish earlier, so it would have been a bit too forced. Spear of Alpha coming down. Psychon's getting the I'm Offended, but Ray was able to get out of turret range, so he doesn't take the turret aggro. Annabelle walking up. Sorizo is still very tanky. Flickers out the safety. Deposit going in. Again, Annabelle not able to find it. Oh no, Deposit can't go for it. Sorizo's still alive. Aleva can't get the last bit of damage to take him down. Dewa get away with such a massive trade. They even win out top with Azura munching on that turret.
That was so much time bought in from Dewa in the lower side of the map, and Azura was able to get a lot of gold shield too, so I would say that that was a small win for Dewa.
Ooh, top side though, Brands trying his best to pressure Azura, but now it's back to the waiting, the setup game with the Purifies available. Let's see what Aleva can do. He has to go, whoa!
That's an implosion coming down with the guiding wind is right there. Ray should be able to take it. Goes in for the Spear of Alpha instead. Nolan, Annabelle winning the retreat battle. Dewa overcommitting and getting punished by the White Tigers.
Double kill secured in from Evos here, and Annabelle was a level ahead of Ray, essentially. Now 2 levels ahead after that turtle. So what truly was Dewa United's plan? Did they want to win the team fight? It's the exact same story that we saw in the first turtle.
Maybe they don't respect the potential for Aleva to make a play with the flicker there. They put Sorizo and Ray right next to each other, so none of the Purifiers were in the picture. And if the idea was to screen using the Mathilda, well then Mueza wasn't really in position. And if the damage from Evos is too high right there, then maybe Dewa shouldn't really go for the play there. They should maybe try and shut down Brands instead. Looking at the in-game equipment, that's a Dreadnought armor straight up for Psychot, so for the laning matchup, it's gonna help him a lot. For the gold lane, though, you can see that Brands is having a bit of a better time with the Windtalker. He's going to be able to clear the waves, push a lot faster as well. Even though Azura, in theory, still has a gold advantage right there. So Brands isn't really shutting him down by any means.
With the difference in their gold not too far off from one another, when they go in for a skirmish like this, who's it going to favor? Wait a second. Oh, Case. But yes, back to that question.
Gonna favor. I feel like for now it's still gonna be Brands. I think Azura has to wait for some more power spikes, but the conceal by Aleva.
A full engage with a Terrify and the Circling Eagle chain CC. Aleva could not move. And Dewa got a kill on him.
That's a curious play by Aleva there. Conceal into the turret? Certainly was quite interesting, but look at Annabelle, man. This guy did pop up on the Nolan when he first showed up. It was initially the Nolan and then the Ling, if I'm not mistaken. So he has a lot of clearing potential. But look at the top side though, Azura!
On the weak side now, getting nailed down by Brands. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it seems like they don't want to go for the trade. Annabelle is 3 levels ahead of Ray. Doesn't have the retribution though.
And yet Dewa still want to contest.
Let's see. Ray should be able to take this. Annabelle doesn't have the retribution. The Circling Eagle is able to zone Annabelle, and it will be a trade. Turret up top, turret down below for a turtle for Dewa.
Still a 2.6, 2.8k gold lead for the White Tigers here as they're looking to push in their progress a little bit more. Can't find that. Dewa going to be able to clear that mid lane a lot quicker. But yes, Moeza here now with the photo.
I think that's a hidden benefit of the Mathilda. Against Assassins, you can kind of solo zone actually. The Circling Eagle actually does deceptively high amounts of damage. But without the turrets on the side lanes here, you can see Dewa playing it a lot safer. Whenever they want to go and push up to the first turrets of Evos, they gotta do it together. You know, the damage dealt. Deposit is actually on top there with Annabelle. So this Lunox, we talked about the early game power, but in the mid game, it does fall off quite a bit. That could be the window that Dewa can use to try and mount a comeback.
I saw Azura earlier on as well. Oh, wait a second. Cyclops?
Should be fine.
Okay. All right. Azura has that third item, I believe.
Oh! Interesting. The assassination attempt onto Moeza.
Oh, wait a second.
Good implosion. But it's a good penalty zone to lock him down. Good disengage. Chorizo still able to survive. Azura! In the back with the speed of destruction, cleaning them up. And that becomes a win for Dewa United. 2-0.
You were talking about this, right? You were talking about that power spike that will hit for Dewa, and it finally has. 2 members taken down with the price of 0. And they shouldn't be able to get this turret. Depazet still looking for the clear. He doesn't have ult just yet. It looks like Dewa don't want to commit, but that's a tower in the bottom side traded in.
Just weren't expecting the Moskov again. Just flank potential with the Spear of Destruction there. Oh, Zura. Is Zura coming out of nowhere, kind of catching Evos off guard? It's kind of a pattern here. They have all this AoE. They want to get Dewa in the same place, but if they kind of get the chance to spread out, if Annabelle isn't able to pressure them enough to sticking together, might be quite dangerous. But with the Lord up right here, Evos can push out a lot farther because they have a stronger gold lane. Brands was doing so. But now Dewa can just leave Azura there to play reactively with the Spear of Destruction. He just has to make sure that the Spear does land if they really want to go for a 50-50. With a 1.6k gold lead, Evos, they want to go for it.
2-level lead on Annabelle too. This should be favorable to Evos. Again, Moskov is down below. Evos don't know this. Aleva's looking for an angle to go for the implosion, but he doesn't have the flicker, and they decide to reset it in the end.
That's a play that benefits Dewa for sure. Look at Keys though, gotta be aggressive. Again, whenever Evos aren't together as 5, the threat is just not as scary, as threatening. And now Azura is pressuring so hard down there.
That should be a free turret, honestly. There should be no way that Evos can actually even respond to it. The Lord gets reset again. Kaze able to dodge away from the I'm Offended. Oh no, Circling Eagle, the Spear of Destruction, connecting onto Aleva, 10%! Getting the Lord, but the fight will surely go to Dewa United with Azura free, hitting in the back. Brands cannot survive in the midst of the team fight, is forced to flicker defensively. Evos get the Lord, luckily, but again, Dewa reap all the benefits.
That was a well-played moment coming in from Dewa, right? Unfortunately, they had to lose it. And you know, Azura is doing all this with 2 items. He doesn't have the DHS just yet. I don't know if he has it now. He just was able to secure it. So what he was able to do up until this point, only Corrosion Scythe and Golden Staff.
It's just macro. And it's a great change from Dewa. They're usually the ones that are so intent on winning out in those neutral objectives. Oh, Cyclops!
I'm Offended, a bit desperate, that is it. Walking up with the Chaos Ray with the Spear of Alpha.
Annabelle?
Into the back, Annabelle! Diving deep, gets caught by the Spear of Misery! And now it's a chase down. Brand's looking for Mueza. Good implosion by Case to save Mueza. Azura in that bush. Brand still going for the chase. Mueza has the guiding wind. Brand's following through with the Lycan Pounce. Aleva! Implosion will lock them down. Chorizo with the penalty zone. Brand's still trying to cut away. Able to do so. Aleva there as well. Deficit going for the chaos, but not enough to really take Chorizo down.
Oof, 2 members down for Dewa. Evos strike back. Now we'll see what they can get. They go for the purple buff as well and might be able to get to 2 turrets in the middle and top side. It's a back and forth game. Equal turrets for both teams here.
What happened in that team fight, right?
It was just, they were overstaying. They got the value they wanted. They know that the Lord is coming, and instead of waiting back, going back to base and setting up for the next sequence of events, they stayed around, and Evos completely go for the chase. They know that they can cut off the map going in a straight line against Dewa's curved route there, and the fact that they have Annabelle and Bronze, both very mobile, very fast, a GDS on the Nolan, more ways to get in and get out real quick coming in from Evos. So mobility is the name of the game here for both teams. Evos need to use their chase potential, but in order to do so, they have to make sure that Dewa cannot fight moving forward, right? If Dewa are fighting backwards, then heroes like the Terizla, heroes like the Alpha immediately lose value in how they're able to really have options to try and go in. They were going with both the War Axe and the Queen's Wings, by the way, so again, they're just trying to make sure they survive the initial burst damage and they open up the space for the backlines. And Mueza in particular here has so much on his plate. He has to try and find Aleva before the fights begin. He has to try and save all these backline members and still sometimes try and catch Annabelle or Brands using the Circling Eagle as a threatening tool. So Mueza here is the one that can really do so many different things, but he has to pick and choose.
I'm curious to see who has the most damage dealt right now. Is it still held on by Depezet? Depezet has 2 items, right, with the Divine Glaive. I think he's on the way to the Holy Crystal. But how is Chorizo expected to be able to absorb all that damage once that Holy Crystal hits for Depezet?
I think that's exactly why he went for the Queen's Wings instead of going for like an Athena or a Radiant Armor. I think he knows it's just too much damage, so he's trying to just survive long enough with the reduction of damage. But look at this now, Azura once more on the far side setting up. Evos, do they want to rush this? Do they want to go for a fight?
Oh, Hayes gets taken to half HP, and you can see Evos making a move. I'm offended coming down. Chorizo going to be taking CC, not able to use the penalty zone in time. The Spirit of Destruction is there. Azura caught by the implosion of Aleva. Azura still able to get the stun, and now the winner they care. Azura with the outplay against Evos. Ray in the midst of it all still caught. Mueza can only just use the guiding wind. It's a triple kill to Brands. Both the MMs battling it out.
That was a 3-4-3 trade, ladies and gentlemen. But Evos, they seem to be pushing forward with the fact that they have a little bit more space to work with. Azura, that was an amazing play, however, but did you see how everything started? Did you think that it was not a little bit weird? Dewa striked first, but Azura was not nowhere near ready to join in the fight yet.
I think Evos, I don't know, they're also trying to find a big implosion play, but Dewa, maybe with Case having the implosion, they thought that they would have the counter engage. And in fact, we did see a trade of implosions there right when the fight begun. And that's where there was some time available for Azura to try and come into that fight. But overall, with Psychots and Brands being the last 2 people standing for Evos, that's a great balance of front line and damage, which is why Dewa were forced to relinquish their turret. And now it's back to the same setup.
It is. And we have a game fun fact here by GoPay. In MDLID Season 10, Depozet's Lunox has a 100% win rate from a total of 2 picks. So I guess that's why they're bringing it here. Wait a second.
Good armor defended by Case. Actually disengaged there. In the midst of it all, still Mueza's going to be caught. Chorizo jumping into the penalty zone. Annabelle winning the red tree, but Azura is again free hitting. Jumping in again. Walking up. Psychots will be next to the chopping block, and it's Azura who picks up the kill.
Oh!
Good Spear of Misery. Annabelle running away. Chorizo does he get the hammer strike? Annabelle gets out. Evos again get the Lord, but Dewa win the fight.
Yeah, this time it's a little bit of a different story. A 2-for-3 trade there, not including the Lord, and the Malefic Roar did help Azura in that team fight.
We'll have to wait and see how this plays out though, because Evos, the death timers aren't long enough for this to be fatal. Dewa can clear it out, but Evos can get still quite a bit of value from this Lord. The longer the game goes, the less Evos can afford to trade the Lord for Death Timers like this. But for now, it's still pretty good. But the base tower still won't fall for the side of Dewa. If Dewa can try and go for the same kind of trade, same kind of play, that'll be ideal. But the other factor is that Ray is now level 15. He was level 14 in that fight, so it allows Evos to get a more guaranteed retribution. But it's going to get closer and closer. And the longer the game goes, the more that gold difference that's still held by Evos, it's going to matter less and less. As we take a look at the MPLID X streamer here, Agil Dito.
Oh, you know him.
No, I don't.
You don't? I thought you were talking about him yesterday.
I think that was Realize.
Oh, Realize knows
Interesting.
him. Oh, hi. Oh, there you go.
He notices. Realize knows you, man.
Oh my goodness.
Real.
MDL ID streamer, so cool. When are you going to be featured, Arashi?
I have to start streaming first. I think we have to start there at the basics. But by the way, Azura has sold his boots and switched up for, I believe, a rose gold meteor. He is going all in the next fight, man. No mobility in his mind, just the jumps, just the Abyss Walker. So we'll have to see, man. The next fight might be the most decisive one. And you can see the positioning here. Dewa, a lot more concerned about moving forward. They know that they have one main frontline, Sorizo, and Ray is a bit of a hybrid, and Moeza is more utility. The frontliner advantage for Evos is allowing them to just get more control right here when things are a bit more uncertain.
It comes down for Dewa to just play around the waves. I think at this point, they gotta start just peeling for Azura, right? But also, they need to pick off Deposit. I think Deposit is the real threat in these skirmishes, especially for the frontliners. For Ray, Sorizo, and Moeza, it's the Lunox who can actually deal with them. If Azura gets space, and they're able to corral around Deposit and take him down, this is gonna be great. But the thing is, Evos, they have a really good lineup to do exactly what they were doing, peeling for their main carry. Evos can do that for Deposit.
And Evos technically are more accustomed to that idea. For the longest time, their whole reputation is just protect the main carry type deal. But Deposit, surprisingly, still isn't level 15 and still is only sitting on 4 items. If you look at the graph earlier, only standing on a Divine Glaive, Glowing Wand, and a Blood Wings. So by all means, we're still expecting 2 more power spec items like a Lightning Truncheon or a Holy Crystal. But look at this.
Okay, Moeza still able to get out there. But yeah, I think the advantage that they will have is they have 3 winner crowns, so they can actually delay these fights.
And if they delay long enough, then Azura, oh!
That's an Venom Flicker on the Sorizo, but that's a winner crown coming down. Spirit Destruction connecting as well. Sorizo canceled out, no penalties on the Strictly Eagle still there. Sorizo, that's exactly what they're doing in the back, zoning them away. Aleva still able to get the Impulsion Prance into the midst of it all, now getting chased down by Azura. Buys the immortality in time, but there is no one there to follow up. Annabelle is waiting in the bush for who? For Azura. Can he even go for the one-shot? Oh no, he gets read out. Kaze is there to follow it up. And unfortunately, Psychot and Aleva will be forced to recall. Deposit, can he make the miracle play happen?
No retribution for Ray.
No retribution for Ray. Annabelle walking up again. Now Deposit going to be seen as well, but Annabelle gets the Marlins, Spear of Alpha onto Deposit. Ray against the world. Psychot's there. Ray doesn't need the retribution. It's built in his name. Azura again. This time with the Spear of Destruction up to Deposit to claim the triple. And that's an Evolved Lord as well for Dewa United.
The gods here looking for their retribution, looking for their comeback. A wiped out for Evos as they are on their jolly way to pick this up for themselves.
Dewa United stop the train. The hype train, the miracle run that Evos Glory hoped for will not happen. Dewa deny it away in their first match